Well, now here we go. Hi, Paul Slack is Good News Planner speaking to Aliza Davidovit. Hi, how are you?
This is Paul Slatkis. I thought I called Domino's Pizza.
Well, listen, what do you want on that pizza? You want like 2, 3, 4 toppings, or you were going to go straight?
All dressed.
All dressed up like you're...
My men don't want me that way, but the pizzas will work better.
Well, your cover looks pretty hot on your new book. It's called In the Words That Shaped Me.
You know, it's called The Words That Shaped Me.
Well, in the words
that shaped me. I know, because you're too busy looking at my picture and my legs there, you know.
And other parts. So the thing here is that it says, in the words that shaped me, journalist... That's you.
That's me.
Takes the reader through a dictionary while also unfolding her own unusual life as an interviewer. Well, you've worked with a lot of famous people, haven't you?
I have. I've interviewed a lot of really interesting people, household names.
Okay, such as, might as well throw them out here.
Larry King, Michael Bolton, Bloomberg, Bon Jovi band members. I mean...
And you never interviewed me.
I did interview you.
Am I in that book?
Yeah, you're in the sex chapter.
That is going to be the highlight of the book. I know that. There's no doubt about it. What do you mean sex chapter? What do you mean? What's in this book?
What's not in this book?
This book, I hear, goes from A to Z.
This book, like you said, is a journey through the dictionary. But that sounds boring, right?
Well,
but I'm not a boring character. I'm on the cover with long legs and a red dress.
Hot stuff.
So what I do is, Paul, the book is The Words That Shaped Me.
Okay.
So I go through the dictionary and pick out the words that are most poignant, not only in my own life, but to us as a society. Which words are shaping us as we go along? And we don't even realize it, because at the end of the day, words stick with us more than anything else. Like when you were a kid in school, do you remember how many times you fell or you scraped your knee? You don't remember, but you remember what they called you.
Schmuck.
You remember, you see, you're all soaked up already.
Clumsy.
You remember that somebody either called you, hey, you're a hero, or you're a schmuck, or you're good looking, or and those words, they're emotional triggers.
Very
they never leave us. And I have this sentence that I really believe, and it's that words are like time-release capsules, and they either sustain us or they poison us as we go along. And we always have to be cognizant that our life is being shaped by words. They never pretend a word is wet paint, because you bang into that wet paint and it will leave its mark on you for the good or the bad.
Well, you're actually literally and professionally a wordsmith. In addition to being a host and very successful in the entertainment realm for some years, you write books too. You help other people write their books.
I ghostwrite books.
You ghostwrite books.
Right.
So I mean, you're and somebody I know you can't mention names, but I know some extremely successful people who would trust you with their life, right? Basically.
Absolutely. I take their life and I put them into words, and then people read the book and they go, did you live my life, or I lived my life? But what I'm happy about in this book is that my name is on the byline. When you're a ghostwriter, nobody knows that you wrote the book. Some rich guy looks like the intelligent one, and I look like the blonde, but nobody knows that I wrote the book. This book has my name on it. Larry King has endorsed the cover, the front cover. Jackie Mason endorsed the back cover, and it's a beautiful book.
And what did Larry say?
Larry says, sometimes very, very funny, sometimes extremely touching, but all in all, a terrific book.
And Jackie Mason?
And I never agreed with Larry King more.
And Jackie, what did Jackie say?
Well, I have to do all the work here. What are you going to do for a living?
I'm a microphone.
Jackie Mason says, should I say it? This is very vain, but Jackie Mason says, Aliza has the brains of Henry Kissinger and the body of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, the book is hilarious.
That too, but when he said I look like Marilyn Monroe, I stopped reading.
Well, no, why? That's a beautiful tribute. That's a gorgeous tribute. Are you kidding me?
But I just have to...
And you do, actually. You physically were born phenomenal. And you're very fortunate because, that Jackie is right on here.
Thank you, Paul.
But also, Jackie is sometimes he's a wild guy too. They're glad to say I taught her everything she knows. No.
Well, listen, I can't tell you that the man didn't influence, for sure, my sense of humor. Not only the way I speak English, this too, maybe.
Okay.
But the man is brilliant. But this book being the power of words, like I said, it's not just relevant to me, although in the book I do unfold my exciting story, because here I am, the sexy blonde, and I was married to a rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am, a platinum blonde, but I happen to be a pretty smart girl with a master's degree in journalism,
Mm-hmm.
who's interviewed heads of state from prime ministers and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So in
what-
this book, I try and show how words, we try and classify people by words. We try and isolate them, because that's how we maneuver the universe and understand it, through words. But sometimes we pigeonhole through words, or we stereotype through words. And in this book, I just blast words, and, I strip the veil off of them, and I show words raw and naked, what they really mean, how they're manipulating us as we go.
The A to Z, the reader will travel through adultery, blind dates, life, politics, reincarnation, religion, sex, and a whole lot more. Okay, so so blind dates means they're in this book. You talk about a blind date that you had, or a name not included?
Names not, well, yeah, I speak about the blind dates I have. Like, for instance, there was one blind date who had to excuse himself from the table to go to the men's room.
Okay.
This was in New York's restaurant here in Manhattan. But I think that the men's room might have been in Pittsburgh, because the guy never came back to the table.
Oh, jeepers.
But I have so many stories, because I've lived in every world. I was the blonde. I was the rabbi's wife. I am the journalist.
Mm-hmm.
I was the underdog. I was the one who everybody who looked on, down on, and I triumphed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I have human stories here. Every story that you read in this book will not just be, I'm reading about some person. You're going to read it, and you're going to say, this is me. This is me. That's what I went through.
How does
and
reincarnation fit in here?
Reincarnation? From all the words in the book, that's what you went for?
I go for a lot. I've
I
already
thought
done
there was
blind dates.
orgasm here. There was adultery. Do you want to know who you're going to come back as?
Do I want to know
I
who I'm
just
going to
want
come
to
back?
make sure I don't come back as a man and try and get into my own pants, because I can't even get into them as it is.
Well, how about adultery? What do you think in that regard? I mean, you're a very opinionated woman. You have stuff on YouTube.
I have nothing to say on any matter.
You have a blog. You have thousands and thousands of people that come to your Facebook page, and you've always been opinionated.
I'm opinionated because I believe in the power of words, and I think they're the strongest weapons in the world.
But you also believe in what the words, the power of words, but what the words stand for. It's not just words, the dictionary. It's putting those words together to have some kind of deep belief in your soul. That's what you stand for, no? I mean, that's what I've seen.
You see, it's a funny thing with words. We can either be in charge of them, or they will be in charge of us. So we always have to be on alert. What word came across my life today? How did it impact me? What did it make me feel about myself? Are we the slaves to words, or are we the taskmasters? Are we the ones directing the narrative of our own lives, or are we letting everybody else write the script for us?
So do you think words are that? I know you're thinking, but words being...
Paul, I know what your question is, because I'm so smart through words, I even predicted your question. And if it wasn't your question, I still have a good answer no matter what question.
But you don't have my question. You have my sense of my soul that you're going to want to answer even before I stated it. Go on.
The power of words. We have to understand that even God himself created the universe through words. God said, let there be light, and there was light. And also the magical incantation, abracadabra. You know what it means? I create as I speak, because words create reality. We have only to look at our current president in this country. He didn't go to where he rose to power not necessarily by experience, but he offered the words that America wanted to hear. He offered them hope. He offered them change. And within those words, their dreams were carried on and ushered forward by those words.
So what do you want someone to learn from your book?
I want them to learn that you can't get wet from the word water. In other words, that words cannot shape you if you don't let them shape you. You have to really have a finely tuned ear to what's going on around you and what you're listening to, what words you take in and which words you put out. But you can't get wet and you can't drown from the word water. So be in charge of the words, and don't let the words be in charge of you.
So tell me if you agree with this comment, and then I want to ask you one more question here. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you.
Not true. Not true. It's the biggest lie I ever heard in my life, close to Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. It's another fraud that they tell us when we're a little kid. But sticks and stones, you'll get over all those little bruises. But the words, like I said, they're lifelong companions, and you better like the friends you bring with you along the way.
Last question, what's good news for you?
Good news is that I have good people in my life, and I'm blessed that God's let me know the difference between the good words and the bad words, and which story that I should tell with my life. I've chosen God's words to tell my story, and I'm grateful. That's good news for me.
Congratulations. The words that shape me.
Yes, and also you can get it at davidovit.com. It's available on all the electronic readers from Kindle, Nook, you name it. You can have it, any form you want it. I can even read it to you by your bedside, anything. I'm Jewish, for $12 I'll show up.
You're fantastic. Well, happy Hanukkah, and
Thank you.
Congratulations, and much continued success, and we look forward to doing this next time in video.
And Paul, you should be proud of yourself, because in terms of words that you're putting out good news, that's a good thing to do.
I appreciate it, and I am. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Paul. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.